Hey everybody, how's your Friday going? Happy Good Friday to all the Christians out there.
Oh, thank you.
Are you having fish tonight, Ed? We're having fish.
No, I'm not Catholic.
Oh, we're not either, but my mother insists that we eat. I'm like, whatever, we'll have fish.
No, I'm having pork. I'm having ribs, barbecued ribs.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is.
We're having fried cod, I believe. So
Ooh,
fish and chips.
Sounds gross. Sorry. No, I'm sure how your mother makes it. It's wonderful.
Oh, we're ordering it out.
Oh,
we're not making that. We'll order it out.
that's
Support a local business and all that stuff. Hey, everybody. So Em was here. Rico, how's it going? John Cox, Big Tank Hanks. Hope y'all doing good. How was your week, Ed?
Oh, pretty good. John Cox says no water for Ed. I beg to differ. I just got some. Oh, gosh. And it's delicious. I got some neat stuff in the mail today.
Oh?
Yes. I got a package and an envelope.
Oh.
Gosh. Don't want to turn it that. What? I can't turn it that. There's addresses on both sides. Let's forget we brought that up. But I got something from this package is from Diego.
Oh, cool.
And he has some foods in here.
Nice and big so everyone can see. Oh, I like that stuff. To touch it color.
I do too.
It's one of my staples.
Check this awesome hat out.
Oh, he's got hats now? Let's go. The color scheme's nice.
Yes. Well, and I absolutely love this. Because I was telling him, I've been talking to him about doing the Tennessee Mafia hats.
Okay.
Because he's now getting into the whole hat doing business.
Mm-hmm.
And I already have cat hair on it. That's terrible. But I told him I have to have one that has a big back, that I can fit my head in. And this one is about the coolest back I've ever had because it can like fit Andre the Giant's head. You can tell where it was. It was right here.
Yeah.
And I added an inch to make it more comfy.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's now one of my favorite hats I'm going to be wearing all the time, I think. So unfortunately, it probably won't go up here very often because I'm going to be wearing it.
Okay.
But at least until I get my Tennessee Mafia hats. And they're going to be black, and they'll say Tennessee Mafia, the same symbol. That
nice and simple.
Seen. Yeah, with without the misspelling of the Tennessee.
I honestly didn't even notice that until you pointed it out.
I still have it. I'll grab it quick. But it's a super cool symbol. John from Select Pet, a guy from Kentucky, made the symbol for us. Or the logo.
Hey, Peplin, John McKenzie, Daniel. How's it going?
My green co-op thing.
Is it an extra E?
Yeah, there's not supposed to be double D's in the middle.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
there's an ant on it right next to my face.
At first glance, you can't even tell that it's misspelled.
Yeah. Well, apparently, because it was made in Tennessee, you would think that people would know how to spell in my own home state.
Bad, then.
I know. At least I'm from Missouri, so I have a slight excuse. Oh, I just made my chat so big. I was just so excited, I ran out of the building and didn't even notice it.
Oh, that's fine.
We're going to hide these fish on this side.
You had a league start last week, right, Ed?
I did. Well, so did you.
You want to tell the people about that?
It is the funnest league in the world, you guys. You're really missing out. But the good news is it's only one baseball season long. So next year, y'all can join up with us and play some baseball. Oh. Now, I have... You did something really creative on drafting your team.
Did I?
Yes.
because I had no clue what I was doing.
Well, you drafted every catcher in the league. And I was like, okay, it's round 10. I'm sure all the good catchers are gone because I couldn't find any of the good ones. So I was going to look for backups and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all gone. And so I was just like, who's picked up all the... And I start clicking, and nobody has a catcher on their team except for you.
I don't know.
Like, but then you also, you caught one, and you picked up a new catcher.
I don't even know. I just was picking. I was clicking on the positions, and I was just picking people.
Well, C doesn't stand for captain. It stands for catcher.
I don't even think I clicked on the C. I was clicking on other positions. Like I was picking on I went with like the multi-role players that had like 2 or 3 roles next to their names. Maybe that's what happened.
That's a great move.
Maybe that's what I fricked up on.
But you still got all the good catchers in the league. So you have some trade bait there.
Sure.
If you want a good catcher in our league, this guy has them all.
I don't know how that happened.
Well, next year you might want to go with a strategy like just get all the first basemen or all the shortstops, or maybe all the third basemen, because those are like players that are normally really good offensively.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, second basemen and catchers don't get the best stats because they're crouched down the whole game. So It's hard for them to run to first base and run around the bases because their legs are normally a little bit more sore than the average guy.
See, I'm looking at my list, and it doesn't... Huh.
Okay, let me see. Unless you're somebody else. Maybe somebody else picked up.
1, 2, 3. See, okay, so a few of them have 2 or 3 roles next to their names. And I guess I didn't realize that the other ones just had C's. I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Let's see here. Oh, did you change your name?
I might have, because I realized that everyone else had fish-related names.
Yeah, we all had fish names, and you were the hummingbirds.
Well, that's because the only picture I could find was the wingspan picture.
Oh, you're Lefty's betas.
Yeah, I fixed it. We're betas now.
Oh, and you're playing the mob guppy right now. So betas versus guppies. You would think a beta would win, but you must have slow betas. Okay, so Will Smith, you got one of the best catchers right there. He's 95% owned. And then your third baseman is actually a catcher, but he also plays third base and shortstop. So that's an awesome guy to have. But then you have...
Where is it?
Salvador Perez, who's arguably one of the best catchers in the league for Kansas City. But you have him playing as a utility guy. Then Travis DeArnold.
Sure.
He's the catcher for Atlanta. And then
again,
Christian
not really sure
Beltrez is the catcher for Boston. And then James McCain is the captain. Now you got me doing it. The catcher for for the Mets. So all your benches, starting benches, catchers.
I don't know how that happened.
And then you got 2 more catchers as your backups in case your catchers all get hurt.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that when I did like the mock draft thingy,
yeah,
I sent you a picture of. There's like none of them have a C next to their name, which is why I'm confused.
Well, I think maybe what happened was instead of hitting baseball players, you probably hit catchers. And that's how you ended up with all the catchers.
What does the SP stand for next to their name? Is that
starting pitcher?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's I got a lot of those on my pre-draft list.
You can have lots of those.
Yeah, see, like
those are great to have.
Like I'm looking at my list and I don't see that many C's on it. That's why I'm confused. Maybe all the people I wanted were gone, and it just was like, here, we're gonna give them a bunch of catchers. Heck if I know.
Well, it's,
like
I
this
said,
is the list I have. I don't see any C's.
I know, because C's are normally like not in your top 100.
Yeah, there's none here. So I don't know what happened. I had no clue what I was doing.
There's a little button at the top that you can go batters, which is all players. Then there's hitters, pitchers, and then it says C, and then 1, 2, SS3, and outfield.
See, I did all. I don't even remember clicking on the C. I remember doing all the other roles, but who the hell knows? Like I said, I just went through it and I was like, oh, this person's got more than one role. Let's pick them because why not?
Well, nobody else has a catcher in the league. So, one guy does, because one guy drafted a catcher before you, but you generally only want one catcher on your team. But it's okay.
Who knows? All I know is I got the guy I wanted first, so I didn't care after that, and I just let the computer do it.
That's the important thing. Oh, gosh. So who did you get as your first pick overall?
Who was it? Let me go back and look. It was Juan Soto.
Oh, yeah, that was a great pick. I love him.
Well, like those little videos started right before it, and it's like, this guy is a great third slot is the blah, 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 and blah, 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 and you got this guy, and he's great, and I'm like, whatever. I just saw I saw he was up at the top, and he did a couple rolls, and I was like, I'm just going to put him at my first pick.
Yeah, that video guy, he came on and said, you want to make sure that you pick up the starting pitcher because everybody else is going to get the best hitters. So I was like, all right, I'll just take this, do the video guys thing. And then when it came back around my turn again, it was hands down the best guy was another pitcher. I got 2 pitchers with my first and second pick, which normally I never do because I prefer hitters. But, oh well. See, a hitter will hit every day. A pitcher only pitches once or twice a week.
Okay.
So if they just have one bad outing, they've already wasted your week. That's why
I think I tried to do one of these years ago. I can't remember if it was baseball or football, and I had no clue what I was doing back then. But that one you had to pay for. This one was at least free.
Oh, yeah. I only do free. Free's fun.
But I noticed that sure at the top, if I click on the ratings and level tab.
Well, that's because I started the league. So whoever starts the league is the first one in the league.
Oh.
So the ratings just goes by who joined the league at what point. So you're at the very bottom because you're the last guy in the league.
I'm at number 8. Thank you very much out of 10.
Okay. Well, there were 2 people after you. But that just shows from when you joined in.
I know. But yeah, so like I said, I had no clue what I was doing. I just went on and picked people, and I was like, oh, these people have decently not shit ratings.
You can go to my page and see, or you can go to your page and you'll see that you're a bronze level guy.
Mm-hmm.
That means like you're just starting out.
Yep.
And if you click on mine, I'm a diamond.
I noticed that.
Yeah. But that's what you get when you started playing in 1989.
Yeah, I could see that.
I've been playing for a long. When Yahoo first started, I started playing. So,
okay.
But that's why I was just kind of having fun. And I said, you know what? Let's get the pictures instead of how I normally do things. It'll be fun.
Well, that's good. Yeah, again, like I said, I just went on and I was like, hey, these people have 2 or 3 roles. I'm going to pick them because that makes sense.
Well, yeah. I just think you were locked on catchers, though.
Like I said, I don't know. I went to the drop down and I did first baseman and all. I went through all the roles. I didn't even see catcher, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's all right.
I could have just had the computer auto draft the whole thing, but
yeah, that's not fun.
No, I'd want to make my own list.
Yeah.
Like I said, because when I sent you the picture of my list, there's no C's on there, so maybe it's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right though. It'll just be fun.
It'll be interesting.
So probably nobody ever thought they would come on to a Lefty show and talk sports.
Well, we talked a little bit about sports before, but not in depth.
I love the sports.
While we're on the subject, so the Masters is starting up again, and our gym teacher at the school is big on all sports, including golf. So we're gonna have a Masters pool for golf.
Oh.
Where I think it's like it. Last time it was, I think, $5 a team, and it's kind of like this: you pick like one player from the top like 6, one player from like the top 7th through 20th, and then 2 from the rest. And it just is a communal score. Whoever has the best score at the end wins. The pot last time was like a $400 pot for first place.
I played fantasy golf one time. It was the year I donated the kidney, and I basically could not leave, like, or stand up, you know? So I just played every league I could play. I was in NASCAR, I did everything. And I got first pick in the golf, and I picked Tiger Woods because that's the only golfer I really knew.
Right.
And I won every single one. I just dominated the league. I don't even know, because it was like it was the same way. There was like 10 people in the league, and so they had the top 10 you could pick from, then a tier of the next 10, and so on. And I don't even know who I picked for the rest of those tiers. It's just I dominated the whole thing and was like, this is so boring.
Yeah, I did when they had the last tournament, was that back in the fall, I think, after it was postponed? We did one then. I picked players that names I recognized from my first bracket, and then when I made a second bracket, because you could do up to 3 per person. So when I did the second one, I did some more like researching online, and I based it off of that. And then in the end, the one that I picked off of the people I knew did better than the one that the internet told me to pick. So,
yeah, I generally never do that. Hey, let's say hi to some of these awesome people here.
Yes, we had a bunch of people show up. Hello, Priscilla. You snuck in. I see you there. Griffin. Hello, Griffin. Hello, Peplin Creek. How's it going?
Peplin's in the house.
We got Big J's and Florida Fish Rescue. How's everybody doing?
And Rico is in the house, laughing out loud. And, you know, I need to put on live chat. We got Big Tank Hank, John McKenzie, and John Cox. And did you say also Big J? I think you said Big J.
Oh, I'll let you take the new person that just jumped in the chat, Ed.
Oh. Arcas. How's that?
Close enough, I think. Hello, how's it going?
My Fish Tanks is the new guy.
You let us know how your name is pronounced so we can not butcher it next time.
Arcas.
I was going to say Arceus like the Pokemon, but then I realized it's not spelled that way.
But you'd be the only one that knows how to spell the Pokemon name correctly.
Oh, you got it right, apparently. Oh, good job.
And M's in the house, too.
Yes, I think M was our first person in the chat. Oh, M's usually the first person in the chat. Very loyal to this variety stream here.
Yes, he's very cool. How's he not a mod?
And that's a good question. Probably because I don't know. We really don't have mods. Usually Zen is here occasionally.
All right. That works. Okay, well, I did get a question on Godzilla.
Oh.
And that was a bizarre... I saw 2 movies this week.
Okay.
I saw Nobody and Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up seeing Nobody twice.
Oh. Was it that good?
Well...
Or did you not understand it the first time? Was it one of those?
No. Okay, I saw it on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Godzilla was being played at 11:30 in this little town named Athens. It's like in between Knoxville and Chattanooga.
I know where Athens is. I see signs for that all the time when I drive down there.
Oh,
that there's like 6 Athens in the way down to Georgia. Who knows?
There is one in Georgia also at the northern part.
I think it's when I'm in the Blue Ridge Mountains I see signs for it. So who knows?
Well, it's the only theater that's showing early shows in like the giant metropolitan area.
Okay.
It gets people from Knoxville, Chattanooga, plus its own town.
Okay.
Well, they sold out all the Godzilla at 11:30. But I was infuriated because I got there at 11, and they had a new girl in the middle. They have 3 people selling tickets. New girl, girl I know always sells, other girl I know that always sells. And so everybody that knows what they're doing is going to the 2 that knows what's going on.
Right.
Well, my girl stopped selling tickets, 3 people in front of me, and started helping that girl sell tickets and figure it out. She stood there for 20 minutes and sold all the tickets to both shows. Yeah, so everybody in my line was infuriated because we'd see people walk in late because, you know, they make this big thing where they check your temperature and say, yeah,
right.
And everybody just, that's all you got to do is watch, wait for somebody to be rejected, you know. But they just keep coming in and they're going to the middle line because it's short.
Right.
Well, we know why it's short because it's got a new person that's stupid. Well, but my girl just stood there the whole time and sold all the tickets. And I'm like, well, how does that work? We've been here for 20 minutes and all of our movies got sold.
Yeah, that is kind of dumb.
Yeah, and there's like a family behind me that was all sad, and they had 2 little boys that were like about to cry. And they said, well, let us talk to our manager and we'll see if we can get a 2:00 show. So they left and they came back, and everybody in my line, they said, we're going to show a 2:00 show. Well, most of the people in my line got pissed off and left because they wanted to see an 11:30 show. But that family behind me and me.
Yeah.
And they said, but we got to sell 10 tickets to make it worth running.
Right.
And I'm like, crying out loud. So they started calling their friends and everything, and they got 2 more people. So they got 6. So I said, all right, I'll buy 4 tickets. So I got, and I thought I was going to be buying them for $40. But they were $5 each. So it really wasn't
that's even better.
I would have bought the whole theater for myself.
Yeah.
I would have said, let's wait for these family to leave and I'll just buy but no. So but then I'm sitting there for 2 hours having nothing to do because I'm in Athens and I don't want to drive all the way. I can't.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So they let me go see that one movie. They said, well, you can go watch one of the movies nobody's in. And so I went and saw Nobody.
Oh, that's kind of cool. How was it?
Well, and you see, I'd just seen it the day before.
Oh. Okay,
okay. But it was really good. I liked it a lot.
I was gonna say when I first, like I said last week, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this kind of reminds me of Red," which I liked. So I thought I might like Nobody.
Yes. It was awesome.
Unfortunately, our movie theaters still aren't open.
Yeah. Well, our problem with our theaters is they only open for the 7:00 shows. So they only show 1 show a night.
Our mayor called last night to wish everyone a happy Easter weekend. We are reopening our drive-in movie theater.
Oh my gosh!
We're gonna have a drive-in movie theater in my city now.
They were opening drive-in theaters all over Tennessee last year.
Well, we were last year. Like we had, I think, 1 that was still operating in Connecticut. But we have like all these abandoned movie theaters around the state. I'm saying, why didn't you people just open them up as drive-ins and get money?
Well, how do you drive in?
Well, you could still park in the parking lot, and the building's a giant white building. They could have just projected right onto it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
And like we have people that for Christmas, because we're a somewhat ritzy state, they will buy or rent a radio frequency to play Christmas music to go along with their light show.
Wow.
So we have people in the state that could have like bought like a radio frequency and been like, tune into this station to listen to the movie while you watch.
Well, or they need.
Yeah, but I don't know how they're doing it. But yeah, we're opening.
The thing is radio is really hard on censorship. They don't allow any cussing whatsoever. So the radio setups they set up for those drive-ins have to be very low range.
Mm-hmm.
Because
like with the people that do the house, usually pick a frequency that you can't pick up anywhere but like their street.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Oh, I thought you went mute for a second.
Oh,
So I would say go see Nobody for sure. If you want a corny Godzilla movie that I love, go see Godzilla.
Now, if you weren't a Godzilla lover, what would you rate Godzilla?
If I wasn't a Godzilla movie fan, 5.5.
Okay. And as a Godzilla fan, what's it bump up to?
7.5.
Oh, okay. So not that big of a difference.
Oh, it's good for little kids. You know, I mean, those little boys thought I was the coolest guy in the world, but they ended up selling that one almost out.
Oh,
they should start. I know. I was like, well, can I have my money back? But no, I did sell one of the tickets.
Okay.
To a guy for $5, so I got my money back on
some money back.
Yeah, and then they sold me candy for $2.
Cool.
Because I was going to buy some candy, and I took that $5 and I was going to buy candy with it. I was just going to.
Are the concession stands open in movie theaters?
That's the only way movie theaters can stay
can you buy popcorn there?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I don't know how it is here. Because do you guys have like the push button butter machines, or do they put the butter on for you?
This one they put the butter on for you, but they do have the fill your own pop machine.
See, yeah, ours got rid of the butter machines behind the counter. Now you have butter stations that you just go and push the button and put on as much as you want. So, like I said, I didn't know how they were doing it down there, but you guys have been more lax than we have like the whole time. So,
well, Chattanooga is quite a bit farther behind on the times when it comes to fancy stuff. Like in St. Louis, they have butter stations, and then they have like 5 different types of salt you can put on your popcorn. And
see, I just like a gallon of butter. I don't need salt.
Well, one's cheese, one's
it's
cinnamon.
Like the powdered flavoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother-in-law uses that stuff. I tried. He used the white cheddar one time. I tried it. I'd rather just buy white cheddar popcorn.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's free.
Yeah, so but then I found out from a friend that worked in the concession stand, it's not actually butter.
Buttery topping.
It's an oil that tastes like butter.
Yeah, when I worked at the movie theater, and this is 25 years ago at least, we were not allowed to say, would you like butter on your popcorn? We had to say, would you like buttery topping?
Oh.
Yes. It's never been butter because maybe butter will melt it all melts, but maybe it goes bad quicker.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if you could keep butter at that consistent same temperature all the time and have it not go bad or something.
It's made with coconut. What? The artificial stuff.
I have to see if I can find some because that's like the only thing I go to the movies for. I get a large popcorn, a small drink, and I just, have at it with the popcorn.
See, I get a big drink and a nacho.
I
can't do when I was in college, like there was probably half my nights that year I ate popcorn for dinner.
Mm.
And I
have a bowl of popcorn in front of me right now.
I like caramel popcorn.
The only popcorn I don't like is what's the one that's like sweet?
Caramel popcorn?
No, it's not caramel.
Kettle corn.
I don't like kettle corn. That's what it is.
My sister owns the kettle corn company.
I tried it once. I bought 2 bags because I didn't know it was kettle corn until I got home. My town had like a craft fair every year that had like popcorn and whatnot. I was like, oh, it's like $1 a bag. I'll buy some because I like popcorn. Especially, I like the stale popcorn after it's been sitting out for a while. So I was like, oh, I'll get some. And then I get home and I taste it. I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, it's best when it's fresh. But yep.
What colored stuff, Em?
But you can put colored stuff into the kettle popcorn to give it flavoring, flavors. But he's probably just talking the standard with just plain sugar and oil and stuff.
Maybe.
But yeah, I like King Kong a lot better now.
Okay.
Because I was going into this having to hate King Kong. But my predictions, I don't want to be a movie spoiler for all you guys.
Did your main prediction come through? Was there a giant mecha Godzilla?
If I say, then I'll ruin
You'll ruin it. Okay. Everyone, turn your ears off. Mute the stream. Just kidding.
Everything I projected was correct, is all I'll say. So now you guys have to go back and watch the videos.
So I didn't. Did I watch a
Spoil
movie this week? I did watch a movie, but it was animated. I did start watching The Walking Dead. I'm a little late to getting to start it, but I'm on season 5 now after a week.
I've been thinking about doing it too.
It's on Netflix. It's not bad. I don't know why I waited so long. I think because when it first came out, it was always on when other stuff was on, and I couldn't watch it.
See, I watched all the first couple seasons, and then the baseball bat guy came in.
Oh, see, I haven't gotten there yet. I know. That was like the biggest spoiler on the internet, so I know what happens. I haven't gotten there in the series yet.
And I have never seen another episode since then.
Yeah, I think I'm 2 seasons before we first meet him, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm on season 5, so they had just blown up Terminus and met the church guy.
I don't know who that is, but it starts to get boring. Or I don't know. It's the same story over and over.
That's what happens. Like, that was my problem when I started watching Supernatural. Like, the first few seasons were good. And then, like...
Was that the 2 brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And then, like, halfway through the series, it was like, okay, we're going to have a 1-season story arc. And then the next season, it's like, we're going to start a whole new one. And the season before didn't matter, except this little tiny bit that we're going to keep in. And it was just to say, oh, we got a new big baddie to kill. Let's go kill him. Oh, now we got to kill another one. It just got too repetitive.
Yep.
And then I guess they just told them that season 11 is going to be their last season for Walking Dead. The baseball bat guy did an interview, and he said, yeah, they kind of came on set and told everybody this is our last season.
Well, I heard that the last season is going to be 6 individual episodes of each individual person.
Yeah, they said something about a 6-episode thing, but that was supposed to be tacked on to season 10. And then season 11 was its own thing. So I don't know. The interview was weird, I guess. But yeah, season 11 is going to be the last season of it.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know how far I should go back and start seeing it or not.
I think season 1 through 4 was good. But I have to look up a map and just see how far they've traveled. Because the fact that they were able to circle all the way back to Atlanta again, did they only travel like a mile away?
I just said hi to Scotty without saying it.
Hey, Scott. It's just weird. You would have thought they would have gone further away from the big city with all the freaking Walking Dead in it.
Yep, I don't know. You would think, but there's another one that they're all in L.A.
Is that Fear the Walking Dead?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that was even a thing.
You would think there'd be some places that would just unite. Like there'd be whole towns that just would
that's the thing.
Stay in society.
Yeah, like it's weird that I get it. It's bad, but it just doesn't like that was my problem when I used to. Did you ever see the series Revolution where like the power was out in the whole world?
No.
So that one, the premise was these like group of scientists were working on something and they screwed up and created like a nanotechnology that just killed all the power around the world. So there was no power at all. Nothing electric would start. And they made a map of like what the world would come to. And it was like, it just didn't like Texas was its own nation. Like all of up here down to like Maryland and Virginia and then west to like, I think Minnesota or some shit was its own nation. And then like the Georgia, Tennessee, southern right of the states was its own thing. I always was pissed with that because I was like, there's no way that like New England's area wouldn't just we have all the resources we'd need to just create our own little nation again. Like, why would we go with these other? I don't know. I just didn't like the way the map was done for that story arc.
Yeah.
Because it just makes more sense to me that like the 13 original colonies or the northeastern corner would just band together and be their own thing.
Yeah, I keep my fingers crossed all the time for that.
I don't know. Watching the series back, I'm like, you know what? My city would be kind of easy to barricade us into. That or just take over the school at the top of my hill because we'd have a field for shit. There's already a fence.
Yep. Well, like in The Walking Dead, I think Texas would have
been fine.
They would have defended their walls well.
Yeah, it's just like John makes a good after 11 years there wouldn't be any. I mean, I watched the first episode of the season with the Bat guy, and you can tell they are decaying, but I guess the disease must make them decay slower. It's some stupid plot point.
I mean, there's just so many flies that would end up eating them. Yeah, and in the South, the flies would never freeze off of them. You know, and the roaches are so bad, and we have turkey vultures and everything. Yeah, and I mean, there's so many guns in the state of Tennessee.
Not to mention coyotes, wolves, and other creatures that would just be eating the rotting corpses.
Yeah.
It's like they forgot about animals existing other than deer and squirrels in the series.
Yep.
And like I said, the first 2 seasons are good. I'll give this season a shot and then see how it goes. But hey, Patty.
Hi, Patty.
Terry's Tropical Tanks. How's it going?
Hey, Terry.
Well, this is the other thing. Like, yes, you have to scavenge for supplies and shit. But if you have like an area that's yours and you have it secured, there ain't no reason you can't grow shit to eat.
Yeah.
Or build it would be difficult, but you could build a temporary greenhouse to overwinter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had a decent setup at the prison, but then that went to shit, too.
Yeah, everything does.
Well, that kind of has to keep the story moving.
Yeah.
But
that's why they never went to Tennessee.
That's what I'm thinking. Why didn't they just go back to the farm?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't, wait out the winter and then go back to Herschel's farm and just rebuild the fences there? That herd had to have moved on after 4 or 5 months of winter.
But for all the states in the South that would be most messed up, I think Georgia would be the one.
Yeah.
I mean, their football teams stink too.
Yeah, I was like, well, do we stay here or do we go up to my sister's house in Maine if we can make it? Because there's nobody up there.
And they would freeze.
That's the other. Yeah, I don't like that was my thing with with Resident Evil. There was the whole, it's too cold. It'll just die and they won't survive here. There's got to be there had to be at some line where they wouldn't be able to survive or they'd be super slowed down.
Well, they would freeze up and you could just knock their heads off.
Exactly.
Yep. I think Alaska would be totally fine.
I would, yeah.
I mean, they'd have a few months of bad stuff, but then they could just wipe them out and not have any problems.
I mean, give me a reason to...
John from Select Pack.
Would give me a reason to use all these swords and freaking axes on my walls.
Heck yeah.
I'd probably use the pole arm, though, because it's 8 feet long.
Yeah, but something close, too.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely... I would definitely keep a dagger or something close by for that.
You know, there is a negative, though, if it's just decoration weapons.
Oh, they're sharp.
Yeah, they're sharp, but my buddy, he had a whole collection of medieval weapons that he bought from that magazine. And he bought a mace.
Yeah.
And I needed to put a doorway in my house. And he hit the wall with his mace and it broke right off.
Oh, see,
the metal was all just filled with air bubbles.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tried most of these on various things and they've been fine. I had one that was like a cheap piece of crap off Amazon. I tried to cut down like a sunflower with it. Sunflower bent the blade. I'm like, oh, well, this is useless. But no, the other one, the axe.
All the other ones cut the sunflower.
The axe I have on this wall has a steel rod going through the whole center. So it's heavy as hell, but it's all one solid piece of metal.
And it cut through the sunflower?
Oh, no, that cut through stumps of wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut a freaking stump with this thing. It went right through it like butter. No glinting on the blade or anything.
Well, that's great.
That's another thing, John. I do have bows and several hundred arrows.
That's awesome.
I've got 2 recurve bows. I have a long bow, and then I have my compound. So
I have a crossbow, but I would like to have a bow. But
wow, we just spent an hour talking about baseball, Godzilla, and zombies.
Oh, okay, well, let me tell you, go see Nobody. If you guys just want a fun, violent movie of a normal guy, watch Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did enjoy that a lot.
All right. Well, once things open back up again, we're gonna have to add a segment that's just called Ed's Movie of the Week.
Yeah, or movies.
You recommend a movie to everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So I would definitely still recommend Nobody.
Nobody. Okay. Ed's movie recommendation for the week is Nobody.
Yep.
How many red beards does it get out of 10?
Let's say 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I'll have to see if I can rent it because our movie theaters aren't open.
Oh boy.
I know.
Can't you just drive 5 miles and go to a different state?
Well, the problem is my bordering states are New York and Massachusetts, which are just as bad as we are.
Hey, that's why I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
And then I could go to Jersey, but Jersey follows what New York and us do. I'd have to go probably. God, I'd probably have to go down to North Carolina to find stuff that's open.
And we almost did that today.
Oh.
James and I. But we decided not to. James has got a family, I got a family too, but I mean, he's got little kids, and he needs to put together Easter baskets and things like that. And or if there's any children watching, needs to find a rabbit to put that together. But yeah,
that's why I don't think we're going to be having an event in May this year, because everybody's got their own stuff going on right now.
Oh yeah.
Because May would have been our first one from last year.
Yeah, that's all right, though.
But yeah, like I said, unless people bug us to do them again, there's not enough interest, I don't think.
Yeah, I still have to send out my T-shirts.
Yeah, I don't know I hope Lisa got in contact. I'm sure Lisa got in contact with people.
And, yep. So.
Oh, that Mbuna did not survive, by the way. I think he was too hurt.
Oh, that's too bad.
I tried the meds I had, but he's currently snail food, so
that's gross.
I put him in one of the tanks I had that was open that just had snails in it, and
well, you should have sent the dead fish to Rico because he loves snails. He just got some new snails today.
What kind of snails did you get, Rico? Wait, John, movie theaters are open up in Massachusetts? What the hell? I think ours are supposed to open yesterday, so I'll have to check. But
see, Connecticut's just a horrible place to live. You need to move out of that state to any other state.
I know.
Connecticut just seems more like a crappy city instead of a state to me.
Yeah, we kind of are one big ass city. But no, I'm trying to find a job. So speaking of which, work was almost going to fire me because I missed work this week.
Oh, but they told you to not be
exactly. There. So I had my second shot on Saturday, and my entire body was hurting all day Sunday and Monday. I slept from 4 a.m. Saturday, pretty much clean through 4 p.m. on Tuesday. That's how fatigued I was from the shot. So Monday night, I get an email at almost 5 o'clock from my boss from our nurse, and she's like, "You need to get a test." And I was like, "Okay." I call, they're closed. I was like, "I'll just call on Tuesday." I called from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Their phone systems were having a problem, so I couldn't make an appointment. So I got one for Wednesday. But it's my fault that I couldn't get an appointment. And they're like, "You need to call us and talk about re-entry procedures for work." And I'm like, "I just had my test. I'll email you guys when I get the results." You're the ones that wanted me to get a test. I was fairly certain that it was just side effects from the shot, but they were adamant that I get tested. So they're the ones that told me not to work, not me. So I was ready to quit when I saw these emails, and I'm like, you really? You tell people to stay home if they're not feeling well, but then you crucify them when they do.
Yeah. Management.
What's the thing? It's not my boss that's pissed. It's HR that's pissed. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I was literally in bed for 2 days and couldn't move.
Poor guy.
So yeah, I'm trying to find jobs elsewhere. Hell, I applied for a freaking college in Alaska.
Wow. Would never see you then.
Been applying. I think I applied for something down there.
Yeah, the college that's next to my house.
That one didn't have any openings. I think this one was. This one might have been in Knoxville. I can't remember. Heard back though. Close.
Knoxville, Nashville, and Chattanooga are all nice.
It's like my cousin. She got certified to teach. She couldn't get a job up here, so she went down to Savannah, Georgia.
Oh.
And taught there.
Savannah's beautiful. And poor
I never been to that part of,
I'm sorry that you live there.
See, I've never had a flu shot, John. The only reason I got the COVID one is because my folks are both older, and I don't want to get them sick working at the school.
My mom, did I tell you this last week? My mom went to get her flu shot or her whatever shot. And they gave it to my dad first because they were going to do them at the same time.
Right.
And she says, okay, make sure you do it in the other arm because my one arm's still sore from you guys giving me the shingles shot last week.
Oh.
And they went, oh, well, you can't have both shots that soon.
What? But shingles and COVID are... That doesn't make sense.
There's some type of weird thing where if you get some type of anti-vaccine, it can actually cause you to keep like the sickness in you or something.
Oh,
weird.
That's weird.
It reverses, and then she'd have shingles forever.
That's weird.
She doesn't have shingles, but they give them at a certain age to people.
Yeah, Mike, my first shot I just had a sore arm for a couple days after my first one. Well, I was surprised when I started working at the school, they didn't require a flu shot there, John, which was weird, but they don't. So I was like, I'm not getting one because I don't get the flu. So why do I need a damn shot?
Oh my gosh, your hair's like Squiggy's.
What?
Your hair looks like Squiggy's hair.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Lenny and Squiggy. Help me, John. Look, his hair looks like Squiggy's. Have you ever heard of a show called Laverne and Shirley?
Oh yeah.
Squiggy was Lenny and Squiggy lived like downstairs, and he had like his hair all pulled to a point in the front.
Oh yeah, this is just how my hair was this morning. There we go. There we go.
All right.
Oh, see, I didn't know that, Daniel, that you had to wait 2 weeks between vaccinations. Okay. I knew you had to wait the 20-something days between the other ones.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, after day 3, I felt fine. So I was like, oh, I'm fine now. But they still wanted a damn test. So, you know what?
Poor guy. Well, I hope you get it. Just to show him.
Oh, I already got it. I got my results the same. That's the other thing. The hospital was used because this is my 5th test. The last 4, I always got an email within a day or 2. This time, I didn't get an email all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day today. I still haven't gotten an email. So I checked the health portal last night. My results were in an hour after I had the test done, but no one contacted me.
Wow.
And I tried getting on their patient portal thing online. That didn't work either. So I was like, you guys have some really bad system issues this week. But they'll say it's my fault.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get fired.
Oh, I don't know yet. Yeah, I was going to say, if they do fire me, I'll sue them for wrongful termination.
You're my favorite teacher.
What's the other thing? That if they fired me over this, they have a riot on their hands from all the teachers in the building.
Do you guys have a teachers union?
I can't be part of it because I'm not a teacher. But we do. Yeah, I get no benefits, no union. Because kindergarten aides get benefits. I don't get anything. So I could take a pay cut and get paid sick days and all that stuff, or I can keep my pay where it is and make more money.
Oh, I just stay a rich guy like
exactly.
You. So, did you have a game for the week?
I do have a game for the week. Do you have a game for the week?
I do.
All right, well, I think I went first last week, so I'll let you go first this week.
Okay. Now, they all can't be winners.
Uh-oh. Is your... Oh.
Imperial Assault. It's a Star Wars game.
Okay.
And it seems like most Star Wars games I play are horrible. And, you know, I just realized, and one of my biggest beefs about this game is, look at the bottom of the box.
I was going to say, your box looks a little destroyed.
I just realized I've got a different bottom box.
You do have a different bottom box.
This is a game, Star Wars X-Wing game. So I'm thinking my brother stole my big base and gave me his little base.
That is possible.
And that's why my big base is ripped, because of this stupid little thing.
Yeah.
But it's a massive amount of stuff inside of it.
I was going to say, it looks beefy.
Yes, it's basically Dungeons and Dragons for Star Wars.
Okay.
Like it has maps that come out and put together. So it looks like it'd be a great game.
Yeah.
You have pre-made characters that you can like level up and get different cards for and
there's
stuff.
There's an AT-AT in front of your computer, Ed. The cat.
Oh, free. An AT-CAT in front of my cat or in front of my computer. But yeah, so this game I would not buy. I think it costs $65. It sounds awesome. They got Boba Fett on the cover of the instruction book. How could it be bad? It's terrible. See, if you don't succeed in your first quest and power your guys up, the next one, you're going to fail.
Uh-oh.
And you're never going to power up. We failed for about 6 quests in a row.
Damn.
And you got, it just like, it escalates the hardness, but we just kept doing this. You know, we start off with like so much stuff, and we were spending all of our money on like just medications and stuff to get back to where we were. Because we were, you know, like, oh, my arm got cut off. I got to spend all my money on a cloned arm or something, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't suggest Imperial Assaults.
Yeah, at that point, you might as well just play Dungeons and Dragons, but a Star Wars variant.
Yeah, well, and they have that. And you see now, maybe our dungeon master was just being a jerk too. And that was my brother.
Oh.
Because he kept winning. The Imperials just kept winning. We were like running out with our tails between our legs.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's that game. You know what? Can you bring it up on Google and see how many stars it got? Or
sure. Was it Imperial Assault?
Yes. By, I don't know who this is by.
Well, it gets a 5 out of 5 on Amazon.
How much is it? $65?
It is $80.
So it's gone up in price too. I bought it a few years ago.
My guess is it's out of print.
Yeah.
Or they have a limited supply, so that would be why the price went up. Oh, there's expansions, Ed.
Yeah. Well, there has to be, because it's like Dungeons and Dragons. You get through all your stories and you got to get more.
We've got the Jabba's Realm expansion.
That would be fun. You'd think.
Which I'm assuming we added 2 bounty hunters. So we added Vito, and then that dude with like the weird mouth and 4 eyeballs, looks like a spider.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Tyrants of Lothal expansion with the blue guy from the extended universe. It just looks like we get 2 new rebels on that one.
Well, yeah, so I'm not going to throw it away. Maybe someday I'll have a group of friends that will be willing to play it for real and have fun. But
so
yeah, it was a bad experience.
Terry posted in chat that they had a game. It's called Come to Terry's House and Kill All the Ramshorn Snails. Now, I love Ramshorn Snails. I got them in all my tanks, except the Mbuna tank.
Oh my gosh, I'll send you some. I had no idea. I will send you a pound of Ramhorn snails.
Yeah, I've got them all the time. I don't mind the snails in the tank. I think they're helpful to the ecosystem of my tanks.
How they get out of control. I overfeed my guppies so they don't eat their fry, and then it creates lots of extra.
Yeah, my guppy, I never had that problem with my guppies. Maybe because I don't know. Maybe because of all like the floating plants and stuff, they had enough places to hide from the parents.
Now your cichlids, those Africans are going to eat the baby snails too, so they're going to keep the population way down.
Yeah, I've got a few ramshorns that have managed to hold on in that tank. I think my problem with them is all my other tanks are at a low pH, whereas the African cichlid tank is at 7.6, I think, and all the other tanks are at like 6.5, 6.6. So putting them from those tanks into the cichlid tank, I think, might be a shock. And that might be helping kill them. But I've had a few that have held on, but I haven't noticed them laying a single egg. So maybe they lay the eggs and the Mbunas eat them.
Yeah. I bet that's what's happening. Cichlids like to eat the snails. I have like 2 big ramhorn snails in my 200-gallon tank and nothing else.
Oh.
Because it's either the geophagus or the threadfins. The Karas are eating them too. It's awesome. But unfortunately, I can't put them in with all my guppies.
That sucks.
Yep.
Speaking of...
You know what? I don't have snails in my Bisher tank either. So maybe the Bishers like
I was going to say the Bishers might eat those. So speaking of your tanks, how are those mollies from Florida doing?
Oh, I really need to bag up 2 bags worth and send one to Danica and Kenny and the other one to James, because this tank is getting overran. I need to lit it up or something. Well, I just need to start giving them away. Because I really don't need 2 tanks of wild guppies or wild mollies.
Yeah.
But they're all waiting to eat. I could. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Oh, they're getting all excited.
Oh my God, that tank is full. Holy.
Yep.
They look good.
Yep. They're starting to turn gold, which is pretty neat because of the high protein food I give them.
That's cool.
It is. It's really neat. I like the goldish red look they get on their bellies. But I just feed them what I feed my guppies, so it's all high protein stuff.
Oh, yeah. Now, speaking of foods, before we get to the game, for me, since we're a little off topic, do you consider bloodworms a treat or a food?
A food.
That's okay. Do you consider the Sarah Onip tabs a treat or a food?
A treat for me. I don't consider anything I feed my fish a treat.
Okay. Like
I don't know if fish can taste.
What's the thing? Like, people keep posting on Facebook, like, "Oh, you shouldn't feed your fish this because it's a treat," and I'm like, it's fish food.
Yeah.
It's not like you're giving a dog a biscuit. If you're feeding your fish bloodworms, that's their food.
Now, some fish will get picky.
Yes.
And won't eat like anything but bloodworms if that's what you feed them all the time.
I've gotten, well, that's the thing. I tried like the shitty Tetra bloodworms freeze dried. My betas wouldn't touch them. I gave them the Hikari bloodworms and they love them. Yeah,
my betas love the Hikari bloodworms frozen.
I want to try the frozen ones at some point, but we don't have a place around here that sells them, and Hikari will not ship them because frozen.
Well, Terry says that fish can taste, but do they remember, like, oh, he gave me ice cream worms instead of my normal worms?
Like, I don't know. I just consider it all food. That's why I feed so many different things.
Mike says that bloodworms are a treat for the discus.
Okay.
You know, I never fed my discus bloodworms. I always fed them just beef heart, tilapia, and shrimp ground together.
That is one fish I still want to get at some point.
Fish have some Jeffrey Watts. Boy, they have tongues, so it makes sense. Jeffrey Watts says, taste buds just as humans. Fish do. And now I'm talking like Yoda. Fish do are taste buds like human fish do. That sounded terrible. Oh well. You guys know what I'm saying. But yeah. Oh boy,
well, I mean, technically, I mean, Zen, I know, aren't you not supposed to feed them the same thing all the time? Technically, aren't you supposed to mix it up every now and then? That we always tell people.
I like to mix it up because I think it helps with a more balanced diet.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I wouldn't feed them bloodworms 7 days a week because I don't want them to get bloated off the freeze-dried food.
Yeah, like my Hikari, I feed my long fins, bloodworms, Hikari, predator pellets, and also crushed up krell or torn up krell. I don't crush it; I tear it up because it's jumbo.
Yeah, I still have so many foods. I just pick a food and I'm like, here, you guys get this today.
But I only do the krell once a week. Or krill.
Yeah, I think I'll give all the tanks bloodworms or the tube fix worms once a week usually, and then everything else is either fiber bites or some kind of pellet or flake food. Speaking of which, the bug bite flake foods are actually pretty decent. My fish all seem to like them.
Muppets said, or no, Scotty says, Muppets, I think they're pest snails. So let's see what Muppets said. And I am in live chat.
Scott, I just want to try some frozen bloodworms, really. That's about all I want to try.
They're talking about the snails you get from the co-ops plants.
Oh, those are usually ram's horns or bladder snails, I think.
Which would be considered pest snails.
Most people consider them pest snails. Technically, they don't. People always think they eat their plants. They only eat the dead, decaying part of your plant. I will say I like ram's horn snails over bladder snails.
Yeah, I
think the ram's horns just look cooler than bladders.
Just don't like snails. I have 3 snails that I have on purpose. The rest I don't want. And that's 3 types. I have Hercules rabbit snails, I have devil thorn snails, and I have purple mystery snails.
Okay. See, I tried mystery snails, and they didn't do good. Of course, I also got mine from Petco or PetSmart. That might be why.
You should try getting them from Liz. I think that's her name.
She
has the fanciest packaging in the world.
I was going to get some from Lavnia on Instagram.
Oh, Lavnia. That's what I meant.
Because she lives in Rhode Island, so I was like, can I meet you at a rest stop and not pay shipping? And she's like, sure. But then I just never got around to it. Hey, Jeffrey Watts, how's it going? Hope you're having a good Friday.
This will sound weird to you, but there's a rest stop that I want to play a board game at.
Oh.
There's a rest stop between Nashville and Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to use the restroom, and I start twirling up the side of the mountain. I'm like, where in the world is this? And I finally get to it, and it's like a lodge.
Oh. And
they have these super awesome giant tables inside that just look super cool, comfy. And I thought it'd be a great place to play not video game, but a board game.
That could be cool.
Wouldn't it be weird for all these people just going in to use the bathroom, get pop or chips, and then they see this group of guys just playing a board game?
They couldn't even stop you because it's technically a public rest stop.
Yeah.
We're sitting here resting before we continue our travels, officer.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
We just happened to bring a board game with us.
Yep. And pizza. For sure. So that was my game of the week,
which he doesn't recommend.
No, even though I guess Amazon does.
Well, some people are probably don't. Maybe they had a different experience than you did, where they didn't fail all their quests.
Yeah. So really, maybe it's a great game, and I just play with terrible people.
It's possible. But you would think if it was like preset conditions that it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. Well, two of the girls that played were not into Star Wars at all. They were just playing because I was dating one of them and Tim was dating the other one. He married her. But yeah. So that wasn't good either. And it's like, Tim, why are you want your fiance to like Star Wars, but yet you're constantly killing her? You know.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
Oh,
well, my brother-in-law took my sister. Their first date was going to the movies to see Star Trek Nemesis, which some have called one of the bad Star Trek movies. Personally, I think
that the one where Picard? Oh, excuse me. Where Picard meets the Borg?
No, that's the one where Picard has a clone in the Romulan Empire.
Oh,
but the one where Picard meets the Borg is first contact.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that.
Though I still say that Star Trek: The Motion Picture is probably by far the worst Star Trek movie they ever made.
Is that the one with the whales?
That's The Voyage Home. Star Trek: The Motion Picture is where they spent all their budget on the CGI effects and crap. That's the one with the satellite that returns to Earth, that it's called Voyager, but it names itself V'ger. The dad from Seventh Heaven is in it.
I just don't. I'm not a Trekkie guy.
That one, they like. There's my brother-in-law always joke. You don't mention the odd-numbered Star Trek films because for some reason they're all bad. Star Trek: The Motion Picture was the first one. Star Trek 3 was The Search for Spock.
I like all three of the new ones.
See, I don't. I like them as action films. I don't like them as Star Trek films.
Yeah, I just don't like boring stuff, so that's why I like the new ones.
Oh. Anyway, my game of the week is I saw a video on it and I was like, oh, this looks interesting, and it's kind of a game that anyone of any age could play. It's called Lefty. Have you ever heard of it? So this is the box. We got, can you go next picture? This be the board. So you move around the board like so. If you land on one of these tiles that's got the little head on it, you have to put a headband on and use that. You can't use your fingers. There's like dual cards and stuff like that. So the whole point is you get these cards that say you have to build a certain structure, and it gives you a time limit. So now there's a crane arm you have to use to pick up all the pieces. And you have to build it inside the circles. And if you complete it, you get that many move points. And whoever gets around the board first wins. But you can choose to use your hands instead of, your head. Because when you put the headband on your head, it's like an actual crane and it's a bit harder to do.
Oh, I get it now.
So yeah, like these are the pieces here. And here's your crane arm. It's got a little hook. You got to try and pick them up and build whatever your card says to build.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'd definitely do it with my head because it's so much more fun.
But yeah, I thought it's a fun little game. Unfortunately, I don't think it's in print anymore. But it's by the same company that makes Monopoly. It's by USopoly now. So you can probably, I was able to find it on, I think Amazon. It wasn't that bad. It was like $30-$40. But it's a fun game. You can play with the kids and all that stuff. Or when you're drunk, this would probably be a super fun game too.
Yeah, that was true. You know what? Can we do a third game?
Sure.
This is one that I want to get, and I keep forgetting to look for it to buy it. John Cox was telling me about it. It's called Clank. It's a dungeon crawl board game. Oh my gosh, there's Kenny Danikin right now as we speak.
Hey, Danica, how's it going?
Or it could be Danny.
True.
This is Danny. If I read the whole thing.
All right, is this the game we're looking for?
The better half here. Yes. Maybe. John Cox, is this the game we're looking for? It says a deck. Let me oh, that was worse. I can't read that. A
deck building adventure.
Oh. Let's see. Gosh, I keep yawning. I don't mean to. I'm sorry, folks. Very unprofessional of me, but that's what happens when I have no caffeine in my diet. John, is this the game that you want me to get?
It's not this one, John.
I doubt it. It's a deck builder.
All right, let me see if I can.
And John says it's not a deck builder also.
This is the only one that's coming up when I Google Clank.
I think it's a dragon crawl or dungeon crawl board game. Try Clickety Clank. No, I don't know.
Yeah, when I Google Clank, this is all that comes up. Is there anything else I should add to the search, John?
John, you can't fail us here. You've always been so dependable. The worst thing about John is he lives so far away. He lives like 2 hours away.
Oof.
But if he lived here, he'd live close enough I could play games with him.
Oh, so it's not, that's the game. It's just not really a deck building game, is what you're saying?
When he played it.
So it's titled weird then is what you're saying. But this is the correct game.
Oh yeah, so that doesn't look like a deck building game.
I'm assuming this is the dungeon area here.
I wonder if it's like a trap. And you're trying to get out.
Let's see, it says
oh, sorry, I'll let you read.
Oh, it says burglar your way to victory in Clank, the deck building adventure game. Sneak into Dragon Keep to steal precious artifacts, delve deeper to find valuable loot, expand your deck, and watch your abilities grow. One false step and Clank. Careless noise draws the dragon's attention. Each artifact stolen increases its rage. To enjoy your plunder, you must escape the depths alive.
So you don't actually kill the dragon. Plus one defense. So, okay, so this, if you get the Cobalt card, you found a Cobalt to join to your team. I'm guessing. So the cards are just the equipment you're receiving. What are another type of card other than a Cobalt?
Let's see. What other one do we have here? We got a Sneak. -2 Clank.
Ooh.
Which I'm assuming just reduces your noise level thingy.
Probably, because I bet you don't want the dragon to hear you.
Oh, I'm not watching a 17-minute freaking video.
We could make our own video for less time than that.
So that must be the board with all the various tokens and junk in it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, though.
All right, we got some more cards here. So we got another one that removes Clank. Fight this only in the Crystal Cave. All right.
Boy, you're pointing to those pretty quick, Lefty. Ooh, a dragon you pointed at.
Let's see. We got draw a card, acquire 2 Clank. Okay, so this must be a treasure card.
So how much does this Clank game cost on Amazon?
I think it was what, 50? 53.
I prefer the games that cost 15 that are really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of underrated like $15 dice games and stuff out there.
Yeah, I was just hoping that this was an underrated game that would be 15 and I would really enjoy it.
Anything with a box that big is probably going to be a minimum of $40.
I know. But if I ever see it at McKay's, I'm going to buy it.
Well, is McKay's your local hobby shop?
McKay's is my local bookstore.
Oh, okay.
But it's a return bookstore, like used bookstore. But you can also give used Funko Pops, DVDs, and board games.
Oh, that's cool.
And comic books. And they sell their comic books for a lot of money.
So kind of like how FYE used to be.
I have no idea.
That was like, it started as like a CD store up here. Then they slowly expanded into games and books and stuff like that. But I think they've since all folded, which is unfortunate.
That is.
Okay, so yeah, John said when Clank gets high enough, you awake the dragon and you get damage per turn until dead or escaped.
And look, he's been looking at his McKays in Nashville for it too.
Well, that's cool.
Every city has their own McKays.
See, I don't know. My state just must be a bunch of boring people.
Well, no, they're just a bunch of really rich people that can afford to not buy used stuff.
But I was just informed that our dinner has arrived early.
Uh-oh.
So, chat, are you going to be mad if Ed and I cut it short after an hour and 15 minutes?
As crazy as this sounds, I wish I could have some of that fish.
Oh, how did you ever get that Did that Stargate behind you light up?
No.
Oh.
It just bubbles.
Darn.
Yeah, that would be neat.
It would have been so cool if the chevrons lit up on it.
Yeah, but it's a really nice piece. I mean, look at how.
Yeah. I think he accidentally left, I think, everybody. Ed, come back. Ed, come back, Ed. I can't leave without Ed. Ed, where'd you go? Ed. I gotta wait for Ed for to say bye. There's Ed. Did you click the wrong button by accident?
I must have just laid it on top of the computer or something. But I mean, the detail work.
Oh, they even got the chevron symbols in there.
They do.
That looks really cool. Well, yeah.
It's a really nice piece. And Scott from Alien Aquatics, he has one. And he has a big blood parrot that just sits right in the middle.
Oh.
All the time. It's like a perfectly circled fish. And he sits right in the middle. If he had a blue blood parrot, it would look like it was open.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, I really wish that it lit up. That would make it even cooler.
It has this bubbler. But it's a pretty cheap airstone.
Yeah, most of that stuff comes, yeah.
I think it would just clog. But yeah, it's super cool. Oh, those fish are hungry.
But chat says it's okay if I go eat. So we still did our hour and 20-ish. So we still got our time in. Maple Street goes at 6, correct? I think. But this was super fun. I'm actually going to be streaming on Twitch tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'm doing a pull game for Pokemon, so if anyone wants to hang out and just chat, that'll be 2 p.m. on my Twitch, which is linked in the description. You can catch Ed tomorrow, right, on Saturday Night Fever?
Yes. How do you get Twitch? Like, is that a download?
No, it's a website like YouTube.
Okay, so I just clicked that button and, oh, wow, a whole big thing popped up here. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it looks like YouTube almost.
It pretty much so it's basically just a streaming platform. So there's no like people don't upload videos. It's just all streaming. It's just all live streaming like we're doing.
It says offline. Check out this Pokemon trading card game system from yesterday.
Yes, I did stream yesterday. We opened some Pokemon cards.
So let's hit start.
But yeah, so make sure you check out Ed tomorrow on Saturday Night Fever and like 6 other days a week. You guys know where he is all the time. And we will see you guys next week. We'll be back. Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy Easter for those that are celebrating Easter. And have a good weekend.